Hi, everybody. Welcome to Creative Hearts Co. And we're here with another amazing podcast episode with our feature artist, Nina Sackprasith, who is featuring as part of our Glow Up exhibition coming up. Now, Nina, we've got some of your beautiful pieces here behind us. I'd love for you to share what inspired you to create these pieces and get into painting.
So, painting actually started as a hobby for me ever since I was a kid. Throughout high school and childhood, I was kind of always doing art in different forms. So, I always even stayed back after school to do a bit of art. And it was always on and off. So, I had a period where I stopped for 7 years. When COVID started, I was doing it more because it's COVID. I couldn't do anything at home. I would find myself painting for like 5, 6 hours straight, even finishing up to seven paintings in one night. It was always like landscape and clouds. I realized it was so therapeutic to me. As I started this journey of healing, I was going through a lot of stuff, personal development, and coming into a space where I could connect with my inner child, which means that like, as you see, it's very whimsical and fantasy like. I started exploring painting by letting out my inner child on the canvas. Vibrant colors that look like fairy tale, whimsical, like you see the light shades of blues, the pinks, the purples, the sky, things that made me feel at peace. So that's
Mm.
kind of why I kept continuing that. And then it's turned into another form of self-expression and walking through life out of darkness into lightness. Like you see that side of me, that element of me. Yeah.
Amazing. And therefore, out of that, you created Illuminaria. Is that how I say that?
Illuminara, yes.
Illuminara. I'd love for
Because
you to
it
share that.
illuminates in the dark.
Oh, I love that.
So I really wanted my art to be one of a kind and uniquely me, like light and playful. And like I said, I love fantasy. I started reading fantasy books and I love all of that. I wanted to explore it more and put these
Beautiful.
vibrant colors. And when you turn off the lights, it'll glow under the right lights.
It's very
Yes.
exciting. And part of this exhibition, if you check it out or watch some of our recaps and replays later, you'll get to see some of them glowing and bringing that beautiful magical vibe and
Yeah.
that heart-opening experience into that inner child. I know that you're also a multidisciplinary artist. This is just one facet of your story. What is it about that creative element within your own journey that keeps lighting that fire within you? When sometimes, it can be a bit harsh and dark out there. What is it about
Yeah.
that creative spark?
I think when I found myself like stuck or stagnant or bored or unfulfilled, when I find myself in that space, life becomes dark and kind of meaningless. But when I reach out and express myself through different creative aspects, but I love dancing as well, I like to sing, I find that my heart is easily lifted and fulfilled. Out came these pieces of art, constantly me just doing, oh my gosh, it looks so beautiful in my head right now. This is so peaceful. This is a sunset. These are things that I imagine in my head. To be able to bring it out so that other people can feel that and explore it, I think it's my true inner self, like this innocent side of me before the rough stuff in the world. This is like you strip away all of that, strip away my responsibilities, you strip away your life burdens, and at the core of it is literally my most vulnerable, like childlike self. So that is literally it on the canvas.
I love that. And you only just started really dedicating that time recently.
Yeah.
What inspired you to, just get into because you like paint for hours and just, yeah,
Stop it.
what was that little spark?
It was actually you, Marie, in a way. So I think when I visited your first pop art gallery, I was like, wow, people are really just like putting themselves out there on these walls, and everyone's is art is so unique because that's that embodiment of themselves. And I actually also saw Huey stuff because it reminded me of the stuff that I used to paint and draw, like with the women and everything like that. And I'm just like, oh, I used to do stuff like that. I should start it up again. And then from like 9 p.m., sometimes I paint up until like 1 a.m. because I couldn't stop. And I find that like after a stressful day or if I'm going through something, I could just sit there with myself, put on some calm music, don't have to think. I'm just creating.
Mm.
Yeah.
I love that. And as an emerging artist, this is your first exhibition,
Yes.
and you're like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. And there is some other beautiful reasons why you were inspired to have your first exhibition.
Yeah.
I think sometimes it's that courage to, you haven't been painting for a very long time in this particular
Yeah.
aspect, but just taking that leap of faith to go,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm actually doing this for me and my family. And you also have this other beautiful purpose
Yes.
around your art. I'd love for you to share.
So there's something that I did want to add is that the journey for me starting out again straight into wanting to do an exhibition was like a very big leap because that was within the span of what, a few weeks. So from when I stepped into the art gallery, started painting for fun, and then deciding to do a full exhibition, that felt raw. I was like, how can I bring myself? Because all of this stuff, people don't know. They don't know why I do it, where it came from. This is me in my vulnerable self painting with my inner child, as if it's my little 5-year-old painting with me. And I'm like, I want to be vulnerable and open that out to the world and show everybody this other side of Nina. So that was a big leap. And so having that at the same time, I started this charity, the Tiyende Women's Collective. So it is a business incubator program which helps Malawian women living in poverty. So it's a 6-month program, and with that, they are learning skills on how to become an entrepreneur, mental resilience, and then, of course, the other nitty-gritty stuff, the marketing, the finance, how to grow a business, and then they'll be receiving microloans in order to start their own businesses. These women, the community live on less than $2 a day.
Mm.
So we can make a huge impact from so little here is massive there. No electricity, imagine that. No laptops. So they have dreams. They do chicken rearing, they do basket weaving, they have food stores, and they want to expand. They want to make, bigger businesses, more. For example, a restaurant. The ladies has a small food store, and she wants to build it into a restaurant. These microloans from as little as $50 contribute to that and help them grow and expand. The proceeds from these will go towards them. And I'm partnered with Emmanuel from Africa Innovate, who is an amazing, credible person who is on the ground running this weekly with a team of other facilitators volunteering for this same cause. Yeah.
I love the heart that you have behind everything that you create. And this is just one perfect example. And I think if you're listening, that piece around courage and feeling the passion to help other people and show that side of yourself is very multifaceted. That's really at the heart of what we Creative Hearts love to support in our artists. Whether you're donating to a beautiful charity or showcasing a lifetime of work or new works, the space we have here is just so different from any other art gallery. And what is it about, I suppose you've seen our journey growing as well. What is it about this space that you really love working with and being a part of when you are here with us at Creative Hearts Co?
Honestly, for me, it's just being involved in this journey because I know you are also all very heart-led. So I'm naturally just drawn to people who's very aligned with me. So I do everything from my heart. It's obvious. Everything I do is like, you're just gonna get Nina at her fullest. And I feel like it's the same as you, Wayne and Sean. I've not been in a place where I've been so accepted and supported as this. Because the moment that I had the idea and the moment that I told you about my charity, you're like, you should do this, you should do this, you should do this. I feel like I've contributed a little bit to this journey and you have like helped me expand so much. I never would have dreamed or even thought a year ago, even 6 months ago, that I would be doing this right now. So
Neither did we.
it was like a dream come true. Like I would never have thought I would do it. It was just an idea. I'm like, maybe I should just do this, show people this version of myself. And then suddenly I'm having this art exhibition. Suddenly it's Christmas in July. I love Christmas. They didn't know that I loved Christmas as much as I do. And suddenly I'm also launching my charity on the same night. So it just feels very align.
Oh, I love that. And when we have feature artists that come and work with us as well, it is about highlighting your journey, your inspiration, doing different launch events and bringing the community in to celebrate that. And I think that's why we love working with the artists and small business owners that do come into this field as well. What does that mean?
So Tiyende means, in my words, all hearts together united as one, go together.
Oh, I love that. How beautiful.
Right?
And being in a space like this, it's not only just showcasing your heart, your inspiration, the work that also gets to help others, but it's also about connecting with other artists and business owners and people in our community. And I know even in this small part of our journey, you've connected with so many different people, even your own artistry, getting feedback on your technique and different things. So obviously, with the paintings that you do, tell us a little bit about your process and what you've learned along this journey as an emerging artist. It's still kind of new to this growth.
My process is, I feel like it's messy. It's messy with a bit of an idea. And although I might have this image in my head, it will never turn out exactly like it. I can never create the exact same thing again or like the similar thing again, right? So this beautiful lady, I'll try to recreate something as beautiful as her, but I haven't. So she's like one of the kind. This is my favorite one actually. And some of them, my other artworks are very similar. With my process, I put down all my favorite colors, everything that makes me feel like, what sparks joy. So literally like whatever sparks joy, like auroras and clouds and the sunsets and night skies and oceans. These are all my peaceful places. So I literally just put down whatever sparks joy. Yeah, and I've expanded from like little lessons that was doing online and then putting my own touch into it. So you'll see things like gold, different mediums, a bit of texture, and then I come in with more of the fluoro stuff and embed that in and weave that into the pieces. Turn on my UV light and you'll see which parts glow and which parts don't. My goal is to try to make it intricate in different ways. My goal is to make it look as beautiful in the dark as it does in the light.
And so, with the art and when people connect with it, what do you want the viewer, whether they're young or old, to feel when they connect with your pieces?
All my art is like my light and my joy. When I saw the kids, or sometimes even the adults, that have the little UV light, they're like, "Oh, look at this is fun." And I'm like, "Yes, it is, because that's who I am." And I want the eyes to twinkle and be like curious about the world. Just like just like that part of me is. Be curious about my art and have a bit of excitement exploring it and looking at different parts of it.
And that sense of curiosity, was that always there as a child? Because I know growing up, you come from a very diverse background. Did that have to develop along the way? I'd love for you to share a little bit about your family history and what led you to sparking more of that joy.
Well, I will honestly say that I've had lots of dark moments in my life. In school, when I was 10 years old, I actually struggled a lot with my identity. So I struggled a lot with finding out who I was in different social groups. So I found myself in art class, staying back after school. One, because I found out wasn't my safe sanctuary. I actually struggled to make friends, but then when I did find the same group of friends, they ended up liking the same things I did. So like, and exploring the world, we go on a little park, like a little park together and everything like that. And I do remember, I think through my teenagehood, my struggling with even depression and mental health, I remember painting as well. My paintings back then were a little bit darker. They were still landscape. I didn't know what I was doing, but I remember painting and they're still in my mum's house. And then throughout the year, it became for different reasons. The most recent years, or this stuff that you see of me, is me reconnecting to that lost child, the one that was left in the dark. So now she's fully explored and expressed out on canvas and for the world to see, which is the biggest thing. The lightness, the joy that was once stifled, the innocence, the curiosity around the world, where she was suffocated and boxed in. She's no longer boxed in, she's out. And so there from darkness, there is still beauty.
Love that. Thank you for sharing that. You've got such a joyous energy about you, and I think it's important that we share those other facets that inspire the next steps to come back into that remembrance, which I think is really powerful in your pieces. If you are tuning in and you want to visit us at Creative Hearts Co., this beautiful exhibition is on from the 22nd of July to the 2nd of August. Come check it out. And if you have loved hearing Nina, come say hello, come chat with her, and we will see you there. Any other final comments or how people can connect with you, Nina?
You can find my art page, Illuminara Official, I believe, on Instagram. Otherwise, you can follow Creative Hearts Co. because they have showcased me everywhere extensively, which is beautiful. Also, Vibre Wellness, Vibre, which is my holistic therapy brand. So that's like, I want to help people and give back, and this is one of the ways that I do it. Through art, yeah.
Lovely. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.